Now we review The Long Walk. Oh, doesn't that just sound fabulous? They're screaming in an airplane. Well, so I'm Richard. I have seen The Long Walk. I did a poll on my channel. I did 3 movies. It was Good Boy, Long Walk, and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. And Long Walk came in number 2. So I've already posted my review for Good Boy, I believe. So it's time for The Long Walk. And I have seen The Long Walk, which is based on a Stephen King story. It's in a post-apocalyptic or post-Civil War America, post-Second Civil War America, where fascism reigns. And I think somebody was trying to say something about Donald Trump. I mean, yeah, vaguely political messages. What happens when your government really sucks. And, I mean, look, the premise here is that America has had a terrible war. Our production is falling apart. We're basically in a military state. And to motivate people, we have what is called the Long Walk, which is something you apparently apply for. And through lottery, you're chosen as a member of this party who walks. And you just start walking. And, you know, when you're done, the last person to be alive, because they shoot you if you stop, is the winner. And they get money and 1 wish. Which, I mean, you could see the deeper meaning this is a metaphor for life. We're all kind of, you're trying to get to retirement. All right. But, it's whoever lasts the longest. And, theoretically, if you get to that point, there is survival or something good at the end of it. But, I mean, it's just basically a statement. Life is screwed up, and screwed up things happen to people. And from this movie, this is a very character-driven. It's a simple premise that is highly character-driven. And, these are people who are... It is what one might say as a Chaucer-inspired. Because the Canterbury Tales is kind of like this. You got a bunch of people on horseback all telling stories. And it's like, how is it they can even hear each other? The Long Walk is kind of like that. I mean, it's not very realistic. Like, you might say, like, there's the rudeness of the body, which is something Stephen King is kind of known for. There are scenes when characters defecate, and things when characters urinate, and, it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, what you would logically do in the situation of The Long Walk is you just crap your pants, rather than, because the alternative is death. And there are, cases where runners, have lost their bowels in the middle of a race and just kept running, crap in their pants and whatever have you. And I mean, that's a thing. I don't know if urinating would actually be that kind of a trouble because you'd probably be sweating a lot. But I would have to say, I have been on some long walks in my life. I think my longest walk was like 8 hours. And at a certain point, your hands start to swell and hurt. So I wish I had seen more of like people going like this. And in a society where this goes on, yeah, there would be people that would tell you how to prepare. These are the kind of shoes you should be wearing and buy new shoes. And like, I would assume what you would do in this case is you would probably get a brand new pair of shoes that fit really well, not boots, because you're only going to wear these things once. And, you tie them tight and then burn them closed. And then, those shoes, when they come off, they're not they're not going to be useful for anything ever again. But I mean, in our modern society, you would be buying the shoes for the people that were on that long walk. It's just one of those things. So yeah, it's a simple premise. It's not very scientifically accurate from what I can tell from my personal experience, but it is highly entertaining. You feel for these characters and how they kind of have this camaraderie and they care for each other and they don't want anyone to die, even though they're competing against each other. I mean, it's like there's no end to this. Well, there's not like, okay, if we walk this far, we survive. It's no. You have to be the last man standing. It's not like, oh, it's a 300-mile walk. You walk 300 miles and then that's it. You are alive. It's you just keep fucking walking. No matter what happens, you don't get a change of clothes. You don't get there are no mercy rules. You get a Charlie horse, you can't walk, you die. You break your leg, you can't walk, you die. It's that simple. So yeah, I would say that it's a unique movie in and of itself. It's a simple premise, and yes, I would definitely put it at the top of your watch list. It is a very interesting film. Now, it may be an interesting film because it is basically really unique. I wouldn't be surprised if it spawned some copycats. It's like there may be like, how long can you stay in the house? How long can you stay in? Those are things that already exist. But normally the consequence isn't death. So yeah, The Long Walk, definitely a good time. I would recommend it. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard.
Greetings, humanity. I'm Randall the Rat, and I'm here to remind you that, well, you should probably comment, like, and subscribe now. And why? Well, the world isn't all that great, and Random Street Theater here is trying to change it. We do things like have trash removed from the ocean, pay for trees to be planted, and even feed orphans. And you can help. You can comment, like, and subscribe, and it's free. When you think about it, if you don't do those things, well, what are you saying? Are you saying you don't care about the ocean and trees and even orphans? Well, sounds like you're a bad human. And you have a delicious face.